And we are back, America. We are back with a face full of brisket. That man that you cannot see. Look, we can't keep the fans off him any other way. So they don't know he's here. They're not going to flock. But he is here. He is known as the uninformed, but he's here. Redoubtable, only questionable, raw dog, and our favorite, America's favorite guest, Eric, in the background.
The man behind it.
And, of course, the adorable one.
I was going to say,
who's, by the way, the Dynasty today, soccer, 8-0.
And I also played up. I played in a higher league, and we won the game for them 4-0.
Wow. 4-0. Bada bing. There you go.
Congratulations.
And by the way, the A-Train, game winner, flag football, 25-25. He catches the extra point for conversion. They win 26-25.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it was a good day. And John, after we are done, meat sauce 2, 5-0 drubbing in soccer, 5-0. Penn Dog got a goal today.
That's right.
Nice goal by Penny today in the 8-0 ass whipping.
Yeah.
A goal on my team. I have never seen such a funny goal in my life. It bounced down, bounced to the top of the goal, over the goaler's head, and into the back of the
This
goal.
did happen, and John has 40 frames of it on his camera.
Like,
nice.
So anyway,
But of course, he says, his thing is, I may admit I didn't get the first goal, but I got the other 7.
yeah, Wills Wilhelm, otherwise known as Bailey Walker, hit one from the right side over the goalie into the left corner of the net from like a ridiculous angle. That was the first goal. And the round
And he
was on.
missed it.
All right, congratulations to the
Cut it 25.
Strikers, the Stingers.
Stingers.
The Stingers. The dynasty continues.
Got to be 15 by the end of the third for me to care.
And we're talking to you right now. Denver is bending over the Clippers, much to the chagrin of the
Wait, that's at 86?
because we can't have the other LA team still going on if the fake show is out.
Oh, no, I just said that they would disappoint. We disappointed.
Actually, in terms of a matchup, I'd rather Denver. I think gives OKC a better fight than these guys do.
Yes.
That's who they see next.
Yeah.
Yep.
That'll be a hell of a series then in Denver.
So, on any terms, because you guys are really off
No.
track, I believe the topic was Knicks versus Celtics.
It's actually the Fighting Brunsons.
The Fighting Brothers. The big body. The big
Hey, congrats. That was a killer shot.
Now, look.
So they're like,
Just for the record, one person on this panel said Detroit, New York in 6. Yes, that was me. And the point is, we said this not because the Knicks were going to cough up too. Detroit is a good, young, up-and-coming basketball team, and they have a superstar. But the Knicks have experience, and they have Big Body Brunson, who we said before the series was not the best athlete or the most talented. He was just the best player in the series, and he played like it. And he played like it when it mattered most, which is why they are a threat to the Boston Celtics, no matter what you think. Okay, because...
Okay, so who do you think is going to win?
Well, can we break it down first?
I was just
Let's
asking.
get out of here.
So Celtics won all 4 games in the
By an
regular
average point of 16.
they love getting up for New York.
Look, let's be clear about something. The matchup on
season. I want to
paper...
believe.
The matchup on paper does not look good for New York, but here's the thing. They have OG Anunoby, they have Brunson, they have Karl Anthony Towns, they have Miles Standish, whatever his name is. They've got some horses.
Miles McBride.
They've also got a very good basketball
Mikal
coach,
Bridges.
who, while he is stubborn, he can coach. Okay? So, and while the Knicks are, here's the problem here on paper. The Knicks are one of the worst, if not the worst in the league at defending the three.
They are the worst.
Okay? Here's the other problem. The Celtics love shooting them. That's great when they're on, but when they're off, they lose.
They keep trying.
They lose.
They keep shooting threes.
And the thing about the Orlando series, Boston won that series because they did not force the three. They did not take over 43s once in that series and took them out in 5. And don't tell me that Orlando team was a 7 seed, because it was not. Paolo Banchero, who is a man, he is a man among boys. He missed 40 games. They're not in 7th place if he's healthy. They're just not.
No.
Franz Wagner, what do you think of this kid? 24 points a game. They didn't have Suggs, the point guard. That's a big loss. That kid's a stud. Okay, Orlando was not a 7 seed, and I would submit to you that Detroit was not a 6 seed.
Yep.
Maybe the East is just a little bit better than people realize, because the Knicks didn't choke. Detroit could have won all 4 of those games.
What was that?
They're in every one of them. Look at the final scores of all 6 of those games. They all went down to the wire. All of them. The Knicks just prevailed in 4 of them because they had Brunson. Not because they let Detroit up. Detroit is a very good team, and they are more.
Well, Detroit definitely loafed out in the game 1 with the 21
That's called
run.
youth and inexperience.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
That's exactly what that was.
Yeah.
Okay?
Big Stat probably should have called timeout, too. You know what I mean? I mean, that's another one.
Well, how long has he been there? But the point is...
Right. Well, yeah.
That was a good, talented, up-and-coming team that has a superstar.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Knicks didn't beat a bunch of scabs. The only scab in this whole thing was the Miami Heat, who they were bad when Jimmy Butler was on the roster. So you get rid of him and you're going to come within, 30 points of Cleveland? No, you're not. You're not without a guy like that. Okay, so that was the only slouch in the whole damn thing. Everybody else from 7 down, legit. The Pacers, definitely legit. Cleveland, legit. Boston, legit. Everybody else is legit.
Yeah.
Okay, so the East is not this, it's 2 teams and everybody else. It's not that. That's crap, okay? Which is why I think this series is going to be a better series than people realize. And again, I think the Knicks are capable of getting 2 games, whether the Celtics want to give them 2 or not. Because they have 2 guys that can close. And they play defense.
But they haven't.
What?
But they haven't closed.
They closed out Detroit, didn't they?
Against
We need to start closing the garage
Closed out
door.
Detroit the other day by my back. I think it was what was that? A scissors dribble to the back leg there.
beautiful.
That was pretty beautiful. Pretty shot. Okay. So that looked like a closeout to me, Eric. I don't know.
The problem is defensively. They can't defend
does
Boston in the
everybody
pick and
suck
roll.
Yep.
Why does everybody suck
and,
defense?
and that's what Boston does to them every time they play. Whoever has
They come to
Brunson
play.
on them, they bring Brunson up. They do a little screen, and then Brunson's on Tatum or Brown
or somebody that you can't guard.
and then you have to double team, 2 passes, wide open 3, and then
They circle y'all on the schedule. I swear.
Well,
You know what I mean? Like,
I would like to think the Knicks can threaten them, but I just don't see it. The only way is if somebody gets hurt.
well, this is the other thing.
If somebody gets hurt,
It's awfully quiet up there right now.
then
it's awfully quiet for a reason because they're not healthy.
Wait.
They're not healthy.
Yeah.
The Celtics are not healthy. No, they're not.
Well, Jaylen Brown's knee is not 100%.
Nope. And Derek and Drew Holiday has not played the last
Drew
3
Holiday's
How
a
old is
little
Tatum?
off.
He's 26. The point of 27.
Porzingis is fine. Tatum's wrist probably isn't 100%.
They're banged up.
How are they all getting?
But-
what is happening, bro?
Orlando Magic is what
In
happened.
order for the Knicks to win, it can't just be Brunson and Cat. Bridges has to score 20 a game.
Every game.
Yes.
You think if he doesn't score 20 a game, you can't beat the Celtics?
No.
Really?
He's got to be a real number 3.
Does he have to score
like,
20 a game?
like those 3 guys to score
Well,
75.
okay, so he doesn't have to score 20, but then, like, OG's got to score 20 a game.
I think OG's
Someone has to.
Right. Excuse me.
Both of them are capable of it.
So someone
It's
just has to score a lot.
Yes, so it can't just be Brunson shooting 25 shots and scoring 40 and Cat scoring 20.
You know what the
It
Magic
has to be a balanced attack where Boston is actually guarding
has to go.
and playing hard defense, and because otherwise it's a one-on-one show with Brunson, and they have too much size for him.
Brunson against the Celtics, just to be clear, in 4 games, averaged 31 points a game this year.
Wait,
And they lost all 4.
Right,
Brunson
because he
like-
probably wasn't efficient. I don't know what his shooting.
Here's the magic number. The magic number for the New York Knicks is 9.
9 assists.
He's got to be 9 assists or better a game. If he is, the Knicks have.
But he's also got to be 50% shooting.
I think if he's he won't be taking that many shots if he's having 9 or more assists a game. He won't be taking as many shots.
Well, I mean, I'm fine with him taking 18 to 20 shots. If he's
That's where he should be.
Yeah.
But he's taking 27,
Right, he's 27 and he's
or
only
more.
12 or 11.
Yeah.
That's when it's not good.
Yeah.
how many is he making out of shots?
Well, when he takes 27, he's usually inefficient.
Yeah.
And he's like 12 for 27,
Yeah.
which is under 50%. And
The ball doesn't move as well.
Right.
It doesn't.
Nobody else is getting shots.
But he was able to score over 30 points a game against Boston, and they got swept. So that's not going to do it. So when people say, "Oh, they need big body Brunson," you've had
They
big body
just
Brunson.
need everybody.
Spread it out.
You got to spread the
Everybody
ball
just
around.
needs to score at the
So the magic number is 9, and here's the other number. Okay, the number here is 0, as in 0 missed games by the starting 5 of the Boston Celtics. If one guy misses a game, because think about the Orlando series, Drew Holiday missed 3 games. Tatum missed a game.
missed a game,
Missed a
yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Okay,
But they won that
They
game.
won that game anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, the one game they lost, they had 21 turnovers, and in one stretch they missed 10 consecutive threes. They
They
lost
still
by
should
2.
have swept
They
them.
lost by 2. They should have swept them.
Yeah.
They should have swept Orlando. But again, Orlando was missing people too. So the thing is, the Knicks are healthy. Boston is banged up. Okay, Boston has had a week off because they closed it out sooner than the Knicks did.
Yeah.
So the question is, how healthy is Boston going into this series? No one's saying anything, and that tells me that they're not
Are
healthy.
they stale?
Yeah, they could be stale, but give them a quarter, they'll be fine. I mean, I would be surprised if it went 6 games.
What do you think, Lott?
6 all day. They're going to give you 2.
I don't
Yeah.
I trust him on
They're
that.
gonna give you 2.
Wait, I have a question.
They will give it to him.
How does this work?
Want to know why? Because
I'm really curious.
Austin Reeves went in there without LeBron and AD and
dropped
scored
30.
45. Because the
Right, and
Celtics
2
have
weeks
this
later,
thing.
they slapped the Knicks.
They have, yeah, they go
LA after
they go after you guys, but they have this weird thing where they
games at home,
don't take
2 games on the road.
some games they just don't care about. You know what I mean? They take
And
weird
just 2
games
teams.
off.
Yep. 4
That you don't expect them
13
to.
4
So
wins.
I don't know if that might happen once and then you get one, and I just don't know if you guys have the depth to beat them.
So you think Boston in 6?
Boston in 6.
Eric, what do you
Yeah,
think?
what's Eric think?
4-1.
4-1. You think 5?
5.
That's
Boston at 5. Yeah.
I think they're gonna.
I mean, as long as they're good.
Hold on,
You know what I mean?
Stop talking. What?
As a Knicks fan, I just don't think, Bridges, where Brooklyn was all they had type deal, right? So he got a majority of the shots. So coming to New York, he doesn't get that type of rhythm. So everything now is either from that corner or he's driving to the basket.
That's a valid point.
And the
Yeah.
He doesn't get the
proficiency for him-
opportunities,
The
yeah.
efficiency for him is not there.
They still haven't figured out how to
Right,
how
but
to
he's not an
completely gel
offensive
that.
juggernaut.
He comes off the bench, right? He
No,
doesn't
no,
start.
he's a starter.
He is starting.
No, he's a starter, but
He is
he's not
starting.
an offensive juggernaut. Like, he's not one of those guys that just go get it.
Yeah.
He's just, everything has to be,
So he's-
to the basket,
So he's
follow-ups. It's
No,
not
he's not
just
slow.
automatic for him.
Not
like
slow, like
Brunson
slow.
is
Like-
kind of become automatic in some ways.
Yeah.
And you never know what's going to show up when he comes into it, when he shows up.
Right.
You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
You never know what you're going to get with Karl Anthony Towns. Right?
So he's
Is he
just
here,
inconsistent.
or is he not? The only constant that they have is Brunson.
Yeah.
Period.
That's a valid point. And with the Celtics,
good.
when they show up, they're all pretty consistent. Pretty consistent. Do I buy into the fact that they were bored a little bit during the season? A little bit, but 13 losses at home? No, that's not a little bit. That's a head problem. They've always had this problem. Okay? And this is the other thing. The fact they beat these guys down 4 games in a row this year, there's always this, and they've done it before, so you can't say they won't do it. Okay? I've got too much evidence to the contrary. I need to see this team in the playoffs really just come out and just beat somebody down that they're supposed to beat down. There is no let up, there is no let down, there is no brain fart, there is no. They need to come out and take care of business. Do they have the talent to sweep this team? Yeah, they do. Okay, but would I be surprised if this went less than 6? Yeah, I would, because they're going to give them 1 or 2. The Knicks will win 1, just on their own. I think they can win 2 on their own. The question is, does Boston go to the basket like they did against Orlando and live at the foul line, or do they settle for what the Knicks are going to give them? Which, if I'm New York and they haven't shot threes for an entire 2 weeks, now might be the time. Because they haven't been shooting a lot of threes. I don't know what kind of 3-point rhythm they're in. They had 1 blemish of it in the whole Orlando series.
But you guys run your offense so different when you play us. It's literally hunting the matchup, and they just run that. I mean, it's like, it's methodical.
New York has a similar problem to the Lakers. You can't hide Luka, and you can't hide Brunson.
Well, we have Brunson and
Cat, who's very slow.
Yeah, I mean, they struggle.
Yeah.
It was
Like-
someone was slow, but I said.
I mean,
slow.
Cat was struggling against Tobias Harris.
Yeah.
Tobias Harris was an all-star in Orlando.
I know, but he's
Just because-
6'9".
But they put this team together for this.
Yeah, they built the Knicks
Right? They
to
put this
beat
together
Boston.
for this. They
Yeah.
they brung Cat in to match up with
With
Porzingis,
Porzingis.
right?
Yeah.
You brung Bridges in to match up with one of those wings.
And OG
to take on Tatum.
Match with one of these wings. The problem is they don't have the offensive talent, the capabilities. They can probably slow them down on defense, right? In some ways, going to the
little.
in some ways, right? But they don't have the offensive talent to match what Brown, right? What Brown and Tatum brings, right?
Yeah.
And you go back to the Bulls versus the Knicks, right? You got Jordan.
It was the same
arguably
thing.
The greatest
Yeah.
player ever to play the game, right? Period, point blank. And then you got Scottie Pippen, arguably the greatest all-around defensive player to play the game. So you got 2, and the Knicks just had really got you.
And he didn't control the ball.
He couldn't.
Yeah.
No, he's a center.
So you still
Yeah.
it's the same.
Yes.
It's a start.
Yeah, Ewing never had a running mate
No.
in his whole career. He never had another.
Well, not
player.
until like Latrell came and Ewing
That was too late.
Like, he
That's
was
too late.
30.
Too late. Yeah.
He was way past his
Yeah.
prime. Ewing in his prime never had a guy like a
Yeah.
Pippen.
I mean,
he never had a McHale,
Houston
little
was
bird.
there, right? But it
Houston
just
wasn't that
But
level.
it wasn't.
No.
But again, it wasn't the same. So
Yeah.
Houston was a nice player. He had a nice jump shot.
He was supposed to be real
Goes
good
to the
because
rim nice. He's a nice defender.
He was
He's
pretty.
nice
He
in the
was
locker
pretty.
room.
Detroit
He
had
just
him
wins.
first.
Yeah, he was pretty.
Yeah.
Nice doesn't
They thought
win.
he was going to be like
Doesn't win. Doesn't
the
win.
next Grant
Well,
Hill.
he's the one that hit the
I
shot
know.
to beat the.
Anyone you compare to Allen Houston to Grant Hill needs their head examined.
Right, but that's what they
Close.
thought initially because remember Allen Houston played for the Detroit Pistons
Well, because he
before
looked
Knicks.
like it.
Yes, he had the look. He had
the body type. He
Didn't have his athleticism, didn't have his first step, didn't play defense like him, didn't pass like him. He had one thing on Grant Hill, he was a better shooter.
And he was better
That's it.
looking.
I don't know. Grant is
Oh, Grant's
sexy
pretty
guy.
strapping young man. He got to me.
Dude, Allen Houston was like, he looked like he should be in a basketball magazine.
So for me, I see Anunoby
Yeah.
and Bridges, right, as starters who should probably be coming off somebody's bench.
Anunoby was 20 points
I
a
don't
game.
know, man. They're good, dude.
Was
They're
he
good.
playing? Did he?
Anunoby's got MPJ, dude. Yeah.
Okay, but
Yeah, I was watching last night. I was like,
Bridges
man,
was the
he's a
bench.
good player.
Yeah, he was.
Right, and Toronto OG was the bench.
Yeah.
So these guys,
The way I look at this team, I know a lot of it is about looking at this year, but their window isn't closed.
No.
You know, like this whole year is them finding themselves, and I hope they can be better next year with depth pieces too.
they have,
You know,
they have him. It's just that he doesn't use it. Kohler is absolutely phenomenal as a
Kohler?
backup point. Kohler, yeah, as a backup point, he doesn't play.
I know.
He's way better than Payne. So you
Yeah.
don't miss anything when he comes. You got the same lefty, you got the same game, but you
Yeah,
don't
it
miss
is,
anything.
it is.
But he
Yeah.
doesn't play
Yeah.
because he has a tendency
I know
to not
Tibbs
play any
is
rookie.
Tibbs is frustrating. I mean, we've talked about this a lot. It's like
Yeah.
our bench has been terrible, but he hasn't developed and he hasn't given him a chance to come into games and get real minutes. So then sometimes you bring him in and you're like, oh no, no wonder this guy's been sitting. But it's not fair because they haven't played. We drafted 4 guys that
that made the team.
right
Yeah, he hasn't put in.
and don't play. So.
He played the one guy, Porty, early,
But then he zoned him out.
Thank you.
And that guy's big, real big body. I don't know. I mean, I'm with Eric. I think 5 too.
5. You say 6?
I say 6, man.
Can I say mine? I think they're going to give up at least 1 game or 2 games.
How many are the Knicks going to win?
1 or 2, at least.
And how many are the Celtics going to give up? Are these in addition to their wins, or you're saying?
I think,
He's looking for it.
I
You
think
sure the Knicks aren't going to win?
This is called the Ray of Hope.
Yeah.
Throw me a bones.
I think,
Knicks in 7?
I don't know.
Lakers in 5.
Think about it.
Talk about eating
Lakers
shit.
are gone. I can't.
Yeah, he all of a sudden went off the air after that.
No, he was going before because of this.
But I know
That's for
why.
allegations.
Ugh.
Yeah.
The allegations of
But it's
sexual-
convenient. It worked out for him.
Look,
This is
I
so
think-
good.
Yeah, what?
Shannon Sharp
It's wild,
should
man.
stick to football because honestly,
Yep.
and I don't want to pick on Luke anymore. I've already kicked him enough. But I mean, you can't win a championship if
Hey,
you don't play. If you're
Even if you guys had Luca, I mean, you're not going 7 with
no, I'm
Celtics.
saying, but if you can't play on one end of the floor and it's defense, you can't win.
You probably wouldn't.
You can't win.
No, there's a Knicks fan I work with who was like, if we had Luca, we could go to the championship. I was like,
I was like, what?
Make 'em-
Yeah. It's not enough. It's not enough. But it's
Let me
all
ask you a
good.
question: who's better, Jalen Brunson or Kyrie Irving? At their best, who's better?
it's pretty close.
It's close. It's very.
I mean, that's
Oh, I don't.
Yeah? I think I like Kyrie.
Me personally, I don't really know Jalen Brunson
The
or
only thing
whatever
that
his
separates
face
Kyrie
is,
from
so I
everybody
don't
else is his
think.
head.
Yeah, but from a talent, skill set,
Nothing.
Kyrie's way better than him.
Nothing.
Yeah, Kyrie's way better than Brunson from skill set. Kyrie's way better.
He's textbook. But again, what makes Brunson special is that he does the same things with less moves.
He does. But
Yeah.
he's a dog.
But
He's a
he
dog.
does less effort.
Yeah, and by saying that, there's no disrespect to Brunson at all.
Brunson?
Yeah, less effort.
I think Kyrie is way better, but that's no disrespect. I mean, I like Brunson a lot. I think he's really good.
All I'm good to say is I
I'd
don't know
rather
half the guys y'all have been
So the
talking about,
razzle
but I
dazzle,
know Irving.
right? The razzle
so.
dazzle is an appeal for this day and age for Kyrie, right? He has all of the razzle dazzle, but there's so much that goes into having to do all that. Jalen Brunson, his movements and his technique are kind of not all that herky jerky. It's just boom boom, and I'm done with it. So he doesn't.
See, I would think Kyrie's more fluid and just.
He's getting ugly.
Kyrie's smooth.
Yeah, whereas
Man,
Brunson's like
Yeah.
full out effort, I feel like.
Brunson's more effort than skill.
Offensively, when I say that, I mean Kyrie has the herky jerky game,
Uh-huh.
right? And it takes a lot more effort,
Yeah.
a lot more dribbling, a lot more things to go on to get his shot off.
Yep.
Whereas Brunson is more compact. His game fits his size. So I can hit you with a bump, boom, shove you, and get my shot off. Where Kyrie's going to beat you with the dribble, and it takes more effort to dribble that much throughout a game to get your shot off and then go where you want. Versus what Brunson's doing, he gets.
Yeah, but Kyrie also has a first step
But-
that people don't talk about.
Kyrie's taller too, right?
Is he taller?
Is Brunson
Kyrie
that
6'4"?
big guy?
Kyrie's first
Kyrie's
step
not
is ridiculous,
6'4".
and his
Kyrie's not
English
6'4".
off the glass is like nobody I've ever seen.
No, he's a guard.
Like the touch he has on like those high glass layups.
I think Kyrie's
I don't think I've
6'2".
ever seen anything like it.
I would absolutely say that George Gervin was a lot better with that
6'2".
With that high glass? Yeah. So I didn't see George, but Kyrie, sometimes I'm like, how the hell do you make that?
Absolutely.
And then he had that TikTok where he was like talking about, well, actually, like when I was really little, when I had to learn how to spit it off the.
So
It's like I was spit it off the glass. I'm like,
George Gervin was
know
going
that
up
guy.
To be clear,
Yeah.
I would ask the
That's
uninformed what he thinks, but he's uninformed.
Knicks
So I
in
would-
7?
I just didn't know.
I'm a level
Like, isn't that-
7.
When do you rate Boston?
Well, I love Boston.
You love Boston.
I love Boston.
You love
but,
Boston.
But Boston was there last year. Knicks haven't won anything in
50 years.
50
doesn't
years.
that-
Since I was born, the year I was
Yeah,
born.
so
Spike Lee and me, being Spike.
why not? You know, why not a little bit of an underdog?
I preface this by saying my pick. This is the first New York team that I think I've ever actually liked. Meaning, I like their players.
That's funny you say that.
Yeah,
Because I
actually
say about the
their
Celtics,
players.
like I'm like, I really hate them, but they're like all pretty
It's
good.
kind of hard to hate them because I played against Jalen's father. I know his father.
Assholes.
So
No.
I have a hard time Tibbs won a ring in Boston. I have a hard time disliking this team.
Yeah.
However, there is the Tom Izzo factor, which makes this even harder, okay? Because not the Celtics, and they won, I wouldn't be upset because they haven't won one in his lifetime, and it'd be cool to see it. I just don't want to see it at my expense. The X factor here is, of course, Spike Lee, who I can't
can't
stand.
stand
I can't
You don't
stand.
like his
He is
movies,
the most-
or you just don't like him?
He's the most obnoxious fan I've ever seen in my life. He is obnoxious.
Oh, my God.
He's in Detroit. He's jumping up and down like a donkey, like he's 10 years old.
But aren't you
How
the
many
same
games
thing?
have you been at? I never said I wasn't immature. The point is, I'm not sitting
She's saying you're
courtside.
obnoxious.
Yeah,
I'm that too.
You act like
Immature,
you're on
obnoxious.
the bench.
I'm all of it.
All right,
Times two.
but can't we also go with it's New York versus Boston?
It's the
and
greatest.
Boston in 4.
I don't think they'll
Certainly
sweep
do
them. I don't think they'll sweep them. If
could.
Orlando got one, New York is going to get one maybe.
I'd be surprised. If it
I'd be
was a sweep.
shocked.
I'd be
Not
like,
be-
If Boston sweeps them, I think Boston wins the championship for sure.
I'd be more
Because I would be convinced that they're just going to run through everybody, and they better be.
you're like just landing in the middle there. You're on 5.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I could see a sweep. I mean, because the Knicks showed us no hope that they could beat them this year.
They could beat
Now,
anybody.
I mean, the Knicks lost what? 3 out of 4 to the Pistons
They lost for this.
during the regular
during
season.
the regular season.
Oh, yeah.
But the Pistons beat the Knicks too. Like I don't know. Like
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like maybe the
So-
Knicks got strengthened a little bit, man. They might
the
be.
Pistons
They might be
took the
taking this a
season,
little more
the Knicks
serious.
won the series.
The Knicks played defense differently against the Pistons.
Yeah.
Because they kept trying to run that pick and roll with Cade,
Yeah.
and they were flashing on it.
Yep.
Instead of sitting back and going, "Just cook me, Daddy, cook me."
Yeah.
That's what they typically do.
Well, what did they do against Boston?
What?
They're not going to sit back against
Well, I hope
Boston.
so, but in the regular season, that's what they
Well,
did. They
this
just-
goes in the whole was Tibbs tenant not tipping his hand.
Maybe.
Because they played it completely differently
Right.
when the Pistons ran that same play. So I can't believe, given how Orlando was beating the Celtics up and running them off the line, how they made that turn into a street fight, why the Knicks wouldn't take a similar approach. Because we all know this. If New York sits back
They're done.
and lets Boston shoot, it's only a question of time.
Yeah.
Because they'll get hot and that'll be the end of it. At some point.
But it's
they'll go.
also, if you sit back and let them drive by you, it's the same.
Well, if you come
gotta-
up,
you
if you
gotta-
get in their face, and he understands this, if you get in their face, if you get in Jason Tatum's face 25 feet from the basket, you're asking for trouble. If you get in Jalen Brown's face, you're asking for trouble. If you get in Derek White's face, this is the problem with the Boston Celtics. Because if you do that, ask Orlando what happened.
that good.
They can play that way. I actually would rather that because I don't want to watch 60 fucking threes in a playoff game. I'll throw up if I see that. I don't care if they hit 30 of them.
Why do the Celtics make
So
so
here's
many
a question
threes
for
and
you.
yet they can't make a single one?
Question from the gallery.
Is Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown top 10 in the league
Hell yeah.
No.
individually?
No.
I think Jason Tatum.
Tatum
was probably top.
I believe Tatum and Jokic are the two best players in the world.
No.
Jalen Brown is not in the top 10.
Jalen Brown's not in the top
Nope,
10?
he's not. He's in the top 20.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Put him in the top 20. I wouldn't put him in the top 10.
Is Jalen Brunson in the top 10?
I think so.
I think he's in
I
the
don't
top
know.
15.
I think Brunson's like 9.
So give me your top 10 then.
If he's
Brunson's like 9. 10.
he's like 9 or 10. He's somewhere
Over,
in there.
and you put him over Brown?
Yes, I
I'll
would.
give you my
Tatum
top
or Brown?
player.
Better shooter.
Tatum, because that's the only one.
Brown is a
I
two
actually
guard who
like.
shoots 70% from the foul line. That's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. He's a better defender. He's not a better scorer. I mean, Jalen's got. Look at. I think Brown's a better overall
I
player.
think I like Jaylen Brown better than you.
So
I can't watch a guy making.
free to
All right,
do.
maybe it's just me and the whole. He makes $300 million and can't make 70% of his foul shots, and he's
and
too
I-
wide.
and I-
Maybe it's that. Maybe he couldn't go left
No, I
until
get
this
it.
year.
Is
But
he
he's
a one? Is he a one someplace else?
He would be on a few teams.
He could be, yeah.
Yeah,
He could
yeah.
The only reason he's not a one is because the best player in the league
be. In the league is Jason Tatum. Who, by the way, this is the other thing.
Is he the best player in the league?
Yes, he is.
I think Tatum
Yes,
is.
he is. If they're
think-
starting a team today and you're not picking Jason Tatum, you haven't watched these guys play. Jason Tatum, if he averaged 31 points a game on with this roster before too, Jason Tatum can do whatever the fuck he wants, whenever he wants to do it.
He's talking shit.
Yes,
now.
America.
And he got checked up. That's
Yes,
funny.
America. I can swear in front of my daughter. I do it all the time. I'm a bad
No.
guy.
He did
Really?
the pull up a couple times on the rim.
I mean,
Those are the men in the dictionary.
Jason
I can
Tatum
remember.
is also on a mission because he was disrespected last year when he averaged, what did he do in the closeout game? 31, 11, and 8. How many guys in the history of the league have done that? Oh, none. And 31 and 11 assists, okay, and 8 rebounds. Yeah, okay, and Jaylen Brown got that. He's not mad at Jaylen Brown, okay, but the bottom line is people have been Jason Tatum's not the face of the league. Jason Tatum has been to 5 conference finals, 2 NBA finals. He has a ring already. He hasn't finished the top 3 in MVP voting. And then Steve Kerr tries to tell the world,
That's
I don't
fair.
know if the matchup works for us with Jason Tatum.
That was the
What man on this planet, Eric, 101 can guard Jason Tatum right now?
I would love to see him and Anthony Edwards go at.
He'll kick the shit out
Oh,
of him.
Anthony Edwards can't guard
He
him.
can't guard him. He'll kick the shit out of him.
I would like to see them.
Oh, well, you might.
Anthony
You
Edwards
just might.
Anthony Edwards couldn't guard Luka.
love
That's
to see
real
it.
sad.
They
That's
didn't have him
really
on.
sad.
They had him on LeBron.
No, remember?
Ronnie.
He had him on LeBron a
I'm
lot.
talking about last year.
LeBron never had a mid-range game.
When they were going to play
no,
Dallas,
no,
and he
not that
said,
point.
didn't he say, I want Luka?
Anthony Edwards?
Yeah.
Yeah, at the beginning.
And he
but-
got cooked.
yeah, then they had him on LeBron, and he's like pushing LeBron around, like, you know, it's freaking.
LeBron's for real.
I have a question.
Yeah, like,
Good for you.
yeah, it's kind of like you're fucking him, you know?
I-
Not this year. I'm talking about last year. When he called, he wanted to guard Luka. And Luka cooked.
Yeah,
I'm
but
still gonna go with the adage that Jokic is the best player in the league.
I think it's him or Tatum, but I'll tell you right now,
Yeah,
Jokic
Jokic
can't
yeah,
do
better
other
than
things.
him.
that
I'm
Tatum
not
does.
I think they're definitely top
And by the way, defensively, Jokic has a problem.
3.
He's not a good defender.
I'm just,
He's really not.
those are like the only 2 players I know.
They're
Okay?
behind him.
Well,
Because if you look at it, there's no threat to him.
oh my
What's
god,
he gonna do?
dude, they literally
How many
the
good
Nuggets
big
are
men are in
making
the
every
West?
shot, bro. Like it's
You
amazing.
know who gave him fits?
Oh, Clippers coming
This
back.
guy Zubac.
No, sir.
And he's not a great
Clippers are
player.
coming back.
Is he still
Yeah, I'm like 28, bro.
Yes.
It's only 28.
Oh wait, that's the 109.
It's only 28.
Dude, if they cut it to 24, but with 3 minutes left, they got a shot.
How does
Who
the
is
game
that?
get so out of control?
I don't know.
Why
I was
not?
eating brisket. I was watching.
What?
Go.
First
For
half
what?
it was good. And then I don't know what happened.
Go.
Dude, that
Oh my god, everything's going in.
Just
Man,
go.
wow.
It's in
5
barbecue
minutes.
ever.
Not
Give me
five.
give me 5 more
Better than
minutes.
your ribs.
He's in there, right? Go ahead. Go. Come
I
on.
also made the
Your prediction. Real quick. What's your prediction?
corn casserole.
I think the Celtics are gonna win, but I think they're gonna. I think the Knicks are gonna have 1 to 2 wins.
Celtics in 6.
It was
Yes.
good.
Okay.
And then also, wait,
Cream corn casserole.
I have a question.
Oh, man.
I know you hate LeBron James as a person. I do too.
No, I don't hate him as a person.
It's like soup.
He's a
What?
model citizen as a person. I hate him as a basketball player.
Wait, no, wait, hold on. Oh, that's what I meant. Shut up. I meant basketball player.
Are you talking to yourself and the other you?
Did you just refer to yourself in the fifth person? Listen,
No, I was saying,
You can't blame
I know
her.
you-
He made her.
I know you don't like him because he's constantly switching teams.
I don't disagree.
I know you don't like him because he's constantly
funny she
switching
says that.
teams. I know you don't like him because he's constantly switching teams. I don't like him for that either. But do you like him for his abilities? Like his skill set?
My top 10 basketball players of all time, and here they are in this order again. Bill Russell 1, Michael Jordan 2, Kareem 3, Bird 4, Magic 5, Wilt 6, Dr. J 7, Duncan 8, Kobe 9, LeBron 10. There it
Whoa!
is. There's the
Bird is a
list.
4? You
Bird is-
talk about him like he's your number 1.
No, he's fourth.
You don't stop yapping about him. That's all I'm gonna say.
He's my favorite player,
he's like,
but he's not the best player of all time. In a team sport, I'm going to take the guy who with 11 rings. I'm going to take the guy who won 2 of those rings as player coach. Michael never did that either, by the way. And I'm going to take the guy who went toe-to-toe with Wilt Chamberlain, who was 7'2", 285, and had a 48-inch vertical leap. Michael Jordan has a 48-inch vertical leap.
And the guy
so picture a guy
beat the hell out of plumbers.
He beat plumbers his whole career. and yet still, Wilt still holds over 70 records. As Bill Walton once said, Eric will appreciate this, that day when they had the 50 greatest players, we're going to end this segment with this, and Wilt and Michael were at a table having an argument about the greatest of all time. When they got up, because Stern came out, when Stern speaks, you listen. As they go to leave, Wilt Chamberlain turns to Michael Jordan. Bill Walton is watching this. And Wilt Chamberlain tells Michael Jordan this. He says, hey, Mike, remember one thing. They changed the rules to stop me from dominating. They changed the rules to help you. And Michael Jordan had no rebuttal. Segment 3 coming right up.
LeBron James